Very good afternoon, my dear students. We are here with another day's Hindu newspaper. We shall analyze it and I shall spice up the program with a lot of questions, probable questions for the examinations. I am sure that you all are spending good enough time, quality time in reading the newspapers. Let the newspaper reading not take the back seat at any point of time of your preparation. It is very essential for any All India examination. So, let us begin with the newspaper analysis of the day. And I request all my students to subscribe to our YouTube channel, place your positive comments on the channel against the program. That will be a great encouragement to my team and I myself. Follow us on our social media platforms like our Facebook page. So, we shall begin. The Hindu dated February 8, 7 killed after glacier burst in Uttarakhand, and Narendra Modi kicks poll campaign in West Bengal. We know that the states of Assam, Kerala, West Bengal are going for polls this year in 2021. So, very important year for Indian politics. 7 killed after glacier burst in Uttarakhand. We know about this disaster, we read about it yesterday. 7 persons were killed, over 120 and over 125 reported missing after glacier burst on Nanda Devi triggered an avalanche and caused flash floods in Rishiganga and Dhauliganga rivers in Chamoli district of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand. So, it is again some of the environmentalists criticize that the heavy dam constructions in this sort of a topography can only invite disasters of these kinds. Please read an unfortunate incident. Some hydel projects of NTPC got completely wiped off in the flood. The deposits can be used for lending by banks. The more the SLR and CRR, the lower would be the funds available with commercial banks to lend. So, those key rates remained unchanged. Repo and reverse repo rates are the rate at which RBI and commercial banks borrow and lend. A repo rate is the rate at which RBI lends money to commercial banks, and reverse repo rate is the rate at which commercial banks park their surplus funds with RBI. So, all these key rates are unchanged in the recent MPC. So, RBI batted for growth and RBI has been more accommodative this time. The newspaper warns that RBI cannot afford to drop its guard on vigilance over prices with interest rates so low. RBI went for accommodative stance because the interest rate, the inflation was around only 4.6%. The annual, the upper limit, tolerance limit is 6%. Upper threshold limit of inflation, the upper threshold limit of inflation is 6%. RBI is mandated to keep the inflation level within 4 to 6%. It cannot go beyond 6 nor should not come down beneath 4. So, it is 4.6% this time. For most of the year, for most of the current year, the inflation rate was above 6%, which was a worrying thing for RBI, but thankfully the inflation rate went down to 4.6%, which gave RBI a greater headroom to take this accommodative stance in the latest monetary policy decisions. A closed open, tennis begins a new season with caution and optimism in equal measure. We know that the Grand Slams opened with the Australian Open, which is going to be which is going to take place in the Melbourne Park. So this time there is a difference. Last time it was after the Australian Open that the coronavirus spread across the world. So Wimbledon had to be cancelled, and the other slams were played in front of empty stands. So how the new season of professional tennis would unfurl is everybody is looking at. Australian Open 2021 starting in Melbourne on Monday will be one of the sport's boldest experiments in the coronavirus era. It can indeed draw upon the experience of US Open and French Open, which were successfully held last year even as pandemic raged in North America and Europe. Of course, French Open and US Open were conducted in empty stands, but this time the Australian Open authorities are going to permit people to watch directly the action in the Australian Park, the Melbourne Park. Okay, so closely watch. All the champions may be playing. Rafael Nadal is back with an injury, but still he is playing, and it will be a great opportunity to be the highest Grand Slam winner in human history. Infrastructure push now, fiscal consolidation later. So Dr. C. Rangarajan and D.K. Srivastava. Dr. C. Rangarajan is former Reserve Bank of India Governor and Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council and former Governor RBI. Dr. D.K. Srivastava is the Chief Policy Advisor, Ernst & Young India, and former Director, Madras School of Economics. They say that this particular year's union budget has batted for stimulus to growth, and without paying much heed to fiscal deficit. We all know that as per the FRBM Act, Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, the government was supposed to contain the fiscal deficit to 3.5% of GDP, but mind you, the year 2020 was an extraordinary year with no reference or no precedents. So the government had to spend a lot of money while government's revenue came down. So it was a year where government had to simply forget the fiscal deficit target. Is shot up to 9.5% of GDP. So the fiscal deficit as on 2021 March will be 9.5% of GDP, but nobody can complain. This was a year where government had to spend a lot of money. So the government batted for stimulus aided growth. More and more infrastructure spending is what the government has gone for. So very natural that fiscal deficit could not be contained. But bad fiscal positions will make countries' ratings poor, and the country will not be able to attract more foreign capital if there are fiscal slippages. Please read the article, a beautifully written article by learned people who matter. I am giving you the first question of the day. There are newspaper reports that NTPC's Tapovan Hydel project in Uttarakhand has been completely washed out in the glacier burst. The project is located on the banks of which river? Pindar River, Dhauliganga River, Sarda River, Alakananda River, and Mandakini River. All are river streams in Uttarakhand. Good afternoon, Ruchik, Anjana, Unni, Atira Ashok, and Devika. Yes, the answer has come, which is true. The second option, Dhauliganga River, is correct. And proceeding, Tapovan Hydel project entirely washed away. Please read this news item and write down relevant points. I know that by now you all have an idea about how to prepare questions for prospective exams, because you have been reading my notes for quite some time now. There may be people who have joined today, yesterday, or in the recent times. You are supposed to go through our notes, weekly general awareness notes that I give through the app. So that will give you a great indication on how to prepare your notes. Very important question, this may appear for your examination. Please read. Protest sweep across Myanmar, internet access restored partially. We know that Myanmar is reeling under military rule now. The democratically elected government by the National League of Democracy by Wilminde was toppled by the military establishment. The president and the state councillor, Myanmar's leader Aung San Suu Kyi, are detained and are kept under house arrest. So people of Myanmar are protesting on streets against the military coup. So I will join every day until Mother Suu, Aung San Suu Kyi is freed, say people. US must lift curbs before Iran rejoins nuclear deal, says Ayatollah Khamenei. The supreme leader of Iran says that USA must lift curbs before Iran rejoins the nuclear deal. We know that in the year 2015, Iran and the United States of America signed a nuclear deal under which Iran stopped making nuclear weaponries. They put to rest its nuclear weapon program. But in 2018, the US President, the then US President Donald Trump, unilaterally moved out of the agreement, and then Iran restarted its nuclear adventurism. So now Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, says that first USA has to lift the trade embargo that Donald Trump administration had imposed on Iran, then only it will come to talks or start negotiation to reach a deal again. The second question, the first Arab interplanetary mission to probe Mars orbit is to reach the destination soon. The unmanned space probe is named Al-Amal, Babila, Al-Mokram, Al-Badusha, none of these. Name the Arab Mars space probe. Name the space probe. Yes, I have got responses. It is Al-Amal. It is Al-Amal. Al-Amal was blasted off from Japan last year, and the mission is owned by United Arab Emirates. It is Al-Amal is a UAE mission. It's a UAE mission. It was blasted off from Japan last year. Arab world's first probe nears Mars. The first Arab interplanetary mission is expected to reach Mars orbit on Tuesday, in what is considered the most critical part of the journey to unravel the secrets of weather on the red planet. The unmanned space probe named Al-Amal, Arabic for hope, blasted off from Japan last year, making the next step in the United Arab Emirates' ambitious space program. Thousands rally in Jaffna to assert minority rights. turbulence in Sri Lanka's eastern part, northeastern part continues. It is in northeastern part that many Indians, especially Tamilians, live. Tamilians have been accusing the majority Sinhalese government for continuous persecution. So, thousands of people from Sri Lanka's Tamil majority areas culminated in Jaffna, ending 5-day rally to assert rights of Tamil and Muslim minorities. The rally, which began in Puthuvil in the eastern Ampara district last week, covered several towns along the way in the eastern province and Avani before reaching Polikandi in Jaffna districts. So, hopefully Sri Lanka will be able to settle the issue amicably and will listen to the concerns of Tamil and Muslim minorities. The third question is given to you now. Of course, I do not wait for you to answer, because during the editorial discussion I myself have given the answer. It is the Melbourne Park where the Australian Open is going to take place. Fourth question, Akhtar Ali, who passed away recently, was a name associated with. Akhtar Ali is a name associated with. Quickly, I won't give you much time. Let the answers come quickly. Football, golf, tennis, athletics, none of these. Yes, the answer is correct. Akhtar Ali is a former tennis champion. Very important, very important. The next question, pick out among the following the most correct choice among the following with regard to Akhtar Ali, who passed away recently. Once a person comes to limelight for any reason, we should cover almost every information regarding him. That is how we have to prepare. He was the national junior champion, tennis champion. He reached Wimbledon junior semi-finals. He represented India 8 times in the Davis Cup. He played in Wimbledon and French Open and Asian mixed doubles winner. He won the Dronacharya award in 2000. I am making a slight change to this question. In fact, the choice is missing. So, more the incorrect information, which are the following, is the incorrect choice among the following with regard to Akhtar Ali. So, I am reframing the question, pick out among the following the incorrect choice among the following with regard to Akhtar Ali, who passed away recently. I have reframed the question, pick out the incorrect information regarding Akhtar Ali, who passed away recently. Okay. Akhtar Ali is the father of India's current Davis Cup team, coach Zishan Ali. He was instrumental to a great extent in the success of the great champion Leander Paes. True, the answer is correct. It's a fifth option which is incorrect. He has not won the Dronacharya, but he won the Arjuna Award. Dronacharya Award is given for coaching, Arjuna Award is given for achievements in sports. So, he was Arjuna Award in 2000 for his lifetime contribution to tennis. Question number 6. Apart from being a professional tennis champion, late Akhtar Ali was also a national dash champion. National chess champion or carom champion or badminton champion or boxing champion, or was he a squash champion? Give me the answer. Let responses come. Yes, the answer is he was a former squash champion. He was a former squash champion. I am proceeding. Tennis legend Akhtar Ali passes away. Tennis legend Akhtar Ali, father figure in Indian tennis, passed away in the early hours of Sunday following prolonged illness. Akhtar was 81 and is survived by current Davis Cup coach Zishan Ali and 2 daughters. Akhtar was conferred Arjuna Award in 2000 for lifetime contribution to tennis. The famous Akashvani Sangeet Sammelan will be named after whom? Pandit Ravi Shankar, Ustad Bismillah Khan, Pandit Jasraj, Pandit Bhimsan Joshi or Pandit Hariprasad Chaurasia. What is your answer? Akashvani Sangeet Sammelan will be named after whom? Yes, it is named after Pandit Bhimsan Joshi. It is named after Pandit Bhimsan Joshi. Bhimsan Joshi is a Hindustani vocalist. He was a Hindustani vocalist and he was a Bharat Ratna. So, Bhimsan Joshi is a Hindustani vocalist. The Akashvani Sangeet Sammelan will be named after Pandit Bhimsan Joshi. Very important question. Akashvani names music festival after Pandit Bhimsan Joshi. The prestigious Akashvani Music Festival has been named after legendary vocalist and Bharat Ratna awardee Pandit Bhimsan Joshi, announced the Union Minister for Information Broadcasting Prakash Javadekar. So, very important question, very important question. 8th question, which state government has doled out rupees 3,000 each to more than 7 lakh tea plantation workers accounts in Cha Bagichar Dhan Puraskar Mela recently? West Bengal, Assam, Mizoram, Karnataka, Bihar. Try to locate the question using your intelligence. Which are the tea producing states among the 5 choices, and which is the state where Yes, of course, West Bengal and Assam both are tea producing states. The answer is Assam. It is in Assam that Assam government has doled out 3,000 rupees each to more than 7 lakh tea plantation workers. Of course, Assam is also going to poll in the year 2021. Will protect image of Indian tea, says Prime Minister Modi. So, the picture shows that Prime Minister Modi is welcomed by Assam Chief Minister with his traditional jappi. Russia drops Italy to claim ATP Cup. Association of Tennis Professional Championship, ATP Cup is won by Russia. Russia drops Italy to claim ATP Cup. Very, very important takedown list. As in the end of January 2021, India's foreign exchange reserves touched a figure of $billion US dollars. 590.18, 601.22, 456.88, 631.25, 322.23. What is the size of India's forex reserves? That is a question. What is the size of India's forex reserves? Forex means foreign exchange. Yes, the answer is correct. It is 590.18 billion US dollar. India's forex has never been as much as this figure. 10th question, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, FSSAI, has amended its rules to cap trans fatty acids to -% in 2021 to -% in 2022. What are the targets per year to be achieved as regards trans fatty acids are concerned? The presence of trans fatty acids should be contained The answer is the third option. 3% in 2021 and 2% in 2022. Presently it is 5%. Presently food items can carry trans fatty acids up to 5%, but gradually it will be reduced, and target is 3% in 2021 to 2% in 2022. Question number 11, Tony Trabert, who died recently, was a name associated with. Tony Trabert was a 5-time Grand Slam tennis champion, and he is a nationality of USA. He is a nationality of USA, former Grand Slam, 5-time Grand Slam champion. So thank you very much, my dear students, for attending the program. At 3 o'clock we may meet again. Tomorrow we will not have a newspaper analysis session at 12:30, but do not worry, I will not miss the day's paper. I will cover it the next day. Make sure that you read the papers with genuine enthusiasm. I promise you that I will not miss even a single day. If I have to skip the program for any day, I will cover that day's paper the next day. Thank you very much. Learn with enthusiasm. We will meet again. Have a good day ahead of you. Goodbye.